Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. Today I want to cover physical media downsizing again, because I believe there's a new angle to this that not a lot of people cover on YouTube, and I think it's time that we acknowledge the issue. Now, a lot of you who followed the channel know I've been going the sleeve route. Know I've been going towards putting them in sleeves. Everyone knows this is the method that Cereal at Home, Cereal at Midnight took. I believe other people, maybe Jeff's done it, I don't know, maybe he has done it, because I was going to say Films at Home, I might as well acknowledge him. You know, I don't know, other YouTubers are doing this. I don't know if Jeff's necessarily done it, but, other YouTubers are doing it. Cereal at Midnight has definitely done it. But, this is something that can save a relationship with a collection, and it is definitely better than taking something that you are still pretty attached to and then donating it or getting rid of it and then not having access to it. This means I still have access to my collection in a much smaller footprint. So when I say a small footprint, what I'm doing at the moment is trying to downsize it in terms of scale. Like, obviously, this is 3 bookcases behind me. There's another one over here, another one here. There's 2 short ones over here. There's some in the middle, There's just too many bookcases. And you just need to start saying, okay, maybe I have too many. Or do I have too many? Maybe it's a space issue. And in which case, you need to start looking at it as space. But in saying that, when you're talking about, let's pull out one here. Let's just grab, what's a good one here? I'm going to quickly flick through this and pick a good one. Ali G in the house, jeez. Well, I mean, yeah, let's talk about Ali G. A lot of people know Sacha Baron Cohen. But yeah, Ali G is taking up 1/6 of the space as a regular cover. But in there lies the issue. Let's put this back with the other Ali Gs, because there are other Ali Gs in there. So, the issue I'm talking about today, and I know it's taken 2 minutes to get to this point, but people like me ranting on these videos for a little bit. The waste issue. I'm getting rid of the covers for these, but where do the covers go to? I've tried to donate these to people. I've tried to give them to charities. I've tried to say to places like, hey, I've got an X amount of covers. What can I do with them? Like, is there somewhere to donate them to hopefully have them recycled and repurposed into something? Or is it something like they just go to landfill, or you put them in a recycling bin and then they go to the tip or wherever the recycling bin goes to? I mean, look, there is a lot of plastic out there and more than they can actually process, so that's why it's a bit of an issue. But when I'm having like literal bags full of these things, and I will show you, even with the Blu-rays, this is becoming an issue. I'm having literal bags full of empty covers now, that I'm kind of like, what do I do with them? Like, nowhere is accepting them. Like, I could try to donate them, but even I don't want to burden a charity, The charity can't process the quantity that I'm going to be donating. So I run into this issue of like, I know people are going to say, put your collection back into the covers, ha 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 ha, Like, I know people are going to say that. That was mean, sorry. But, I know people are going to be saying that. But at the end of the day, I am happy with this. I am extremely over the moon about this. This has kind of made me realize that I'm not frustrated with collecting. I'm frustrated with the room it takes up. So necessarily, I like my collection still. I love my collection. I don't want to get rid of my collection. I am attached to my collection. It is a reflection of me. And I don't want to ruin what I have with it. That being said, to take this route, yes, I'm going to have to order more sleeves and do all that stuff, but it's also going to produce a lot of covers that are going to be empty, that are not going to be used in my collection anymore. So I'm at that weird crossroads of like, now I have a waste issue in terms of, what do I do with these covers? Now, I have some leads that I'm potentially working on of like where to give these covers to. One I've heard of is that, like, with Blu-ray covers, there are some glasses makers who might take these in potentially. I'm trying to reach out to those makers, because they can melt these down and use the blue plastic for glasses and special colors, That might also be a route for the HD DVD collection, but I'm not doing anything with the HD DVD collection. The covers are still staying there because they're a specialized cover. Don't manufacture anymore. Harder to get. So I'm at that weird crossroads of like, the waste issue now is, how do I solve the waste issue? And I've had to temporarily hold tearing down more of the collection because I'm at that waste issue. I need to figure out, How do I solve this issue? And I don't know the solution, so I'm reaching out to places. I'm trying to figure out, okay, yes, this is saving my relationship with collecting, and I know Serial at Midnight was very big on that. He was very much like, hey, this saved my relationship with collecting. Same here, it's saving my relationship with collecting because I do like to collect. I do love the ability to go through here and say, the toughest man in the world, Mr. T, I can pull that out at a second's notice. The disc is in there. I can put it in my player. The disc is not loose, so it's definitely in one of those paper sleeves. And so, yeah, there is a way I can still access that. That being said, now the covers are empty, and because the sleeve route is working for me, it's highly unlikely I'm going to put them back into the covers. So now I need to talk about how do I address the issue. And look, this is something that a lot of people run into. With recycling stuff like covers, a lot of this is probably going to end up in landfill if I put it into the recycling bins, which is not what I want. I don't want to contribute to a problem, you know? I want to solve a problem as well. Like, if this was going towards glasses or something like that, that's solving a problem because there's black covers in here for the black DVD cases, there's blue for the Blu-rays, like, there's different types of colors here. And they can be used for glasses. They can potentially be used to like melt down and turn into like book covers or something. Like, I want to see it going towards something that's practical. I don't want to see it contributing to, I don't know, wherever they end up at the end of the day. I know they go to the recycling center, but come on, the recycling center is struggling to process the amount of recycling, you know? We've seen these stories that just because you put it in the recycling bin doesn't necessarily mean it's getting recycled. A lot of people claim it, but it's not actually getting there, because it's just so much backlog that they can't clear it. And you have companies, and this is in America, this is Australia, this is everywhere around the world, putting them in boats to like China and India and that to try to clear it from their country, but in saying that, it ends up in the waters, you know? So there's a lot of issues and moral issues about how do I handle this responsibly? And that's the dilemma. I don't want to contribute to a problem, you know? That being said, I know I don't need the plastic covers anymore. So it's like, you know, then these are still very good covers. Like, some of these are almost brand new. Like, this is a very good cover. There is nothing wrong with this cover. So, like, I've tried reaching out to places who could maybe resell them. They're not interested. I've tried looking at charities, potentially donating bits at a time to certain charities, so they can, like, wrap up 10 at a time and sell them for, like, $5 for 10 of them, whatever, just for the covers. They're not interested in them. So it's like, you run into this issue of like, nobody wants to take in DVDs and Blu-ray covers and CD covers. I've even got CDs down here. I've got some of these CD covers as well. Like, that is another one that I've been clearing that I'm just not doing on camera, but my CD collection is also going this route. But I'm running into this problem, and I'm running into it now early on. It's good that I'm running into it early on, because now it's a matter of solve it before I go any further with the bigger parts of the collection, you know? And that's where I need to solve this issue, because we all talk about downsizing. We all talk about revolutionizing your relationship with your collection. Now, this is making it more accessible to me. It means I can take a whole box full and go like, okay, I'm just going to take at the end of the day, these aren't sorted at the moment, but these are going to be sort of like the Blu-rays of like, have categories in the DVDs. And then I'll be able to pull like the action section and go like, I want to watch an action DVD. I know what's in the Blu-ray collection, but I want to see what's in the DVD portion. And I will catalog these in some way. I will do that in a way that later on it will be sorted. The first step is not done yet, so that's why the first step is getting them out of the cases into the plastic sleeves. But it's good that I'm realizing these things now about how I want to arrange, how I want to cater the collection to myself moving forward. And as I've said in many different videos, your collection has to be a reflection of you. It can't be a reflection of YouTube. It can't be a reflection of whoever you're competing with. It's got to be you. It's got to be a reflection of you. You're the collector who's going to be interacting with this collection, not the YouTubers, not any of that. Even though I do bring you in here and do videos in here, at the end of the day, it is my collection, and I need to look at it, and I'm the one who has to go through these and go like, okay, how will I want to find these? I'll probably call this like box 1 DVD, action, or whatever category, or whatever. I will do certain ways to where I know what I'm looking at. But there is the waste problem. And that's the big problem of this. It's like, there is so much waste for the covers, and nobody that I know of is taking them. at least in Australia. Hey, if you're in the Sydney region, chuck me a comment down in the comments, because I am trying to solve this issue. Like, if you're a glasses maker, or like, you know, making the frames for glasses, are you someone who makes book covers? Are you a library that tries to get these? Like, that's the next thing I'm going to try, libraries, because obviously libraries have a lot of loose discs, but they don't have covers. So potentially that could be a route that I take, but that's something that I'll have to explore. There's a lot of routes I can try. I'm going to keep trying because I want to see these go to practical use. These are still very good covers, but also, you know, less things in landfill is very good as well. Like, I don't want these covers going to landfill. The recycling centers are overwhelmed at the moment with how much there is, and the quantity that I have at the moment is about 10 bags full of like these things, like a mix. So it's like some DVDs, some CDs, some Blu-rays, but overall it's about 10 bags full, and they hold about 48 to 50 covers per bag. These like shopping bags that you get from a random shop, they hold about, you all saw the logo at the start. I don't know why I said random shop, but you all know. They hold about 48 covers. Like, if I do them like that, right to the top like that, and they're not overflowing, 48. With Blu-ray, you might be able to fit a few more in there because they're smaller covers, but you know what I'm saying? Like, this is an issue that I need to solve. And I don't have the answer for this at the moment. So this is the next problem of your physical media downsizing collection. The waste issue. What do you do with the waste? But let me know, like, if do you have any creative solutions? Like, I'm not going to melt them down, so I would want to see them go to like a local manufacturer or someone who can repurpose these covers if they were going to melt them down. I know there are collectors, but, you know, nowhere that I would give them to where collectors go to. Like, I've heard places like Reverse Garbage won't take any more because they have a X amount of these already that no one's coming in to buy. So in terms of covers, nobody's taking these things. But yeah, I don't know. What is the solution here, guys? What are we thinking of? What is the solution to a problem that I'm sure every physical media collector who has downsized and put them into plastic sleeves, I'm sure Seal at Midnight did the same thing. What do you do to solve this issue? I don't want to just chuck them into a recycling bin. If that makes sense. Like, you know, you don't want to contribute to a problem. I don't know the answer, guys. That's why I'm on here making this video. Need your advice. Chuck it down in the comments. Let me know what you think. I would love to know. Catch you next one. You can see in a couple of the bare shelves, I'm rearranging things, making room. Let me know what you think. Comments. Catch you in the next one. Peace. Oh, and follow the Instagram.